I mean, there's two guys that I've seen in recent past over the last couple of years that, I mean, we all know pimps. But, dude, Bob Barker is a pimp, right?
Yeah, he is.
He's probably number one. George Lucas is a straight-up pimp, dog. Because if you watch that one video with that lady mouthing him, like, talking about him, we're going to preserve his thoughts and we're gonna make sure. I mean, dude, he's straight up, like, he's got woman rap, son. I mean, he looks like an old dude with gray hair. But, I mean, who knows? He could be rocking it like half, man. But he's a straight-up pimp.
Yeah, I put him one. I have him edging out Hefner in the pimp scale.
Yeah.
He definitely.
Yeah, the only reason why I put Bob Barker at the top, dude, because of the animals, son.
Yeah, but basically with George Lucas, man, he can go to right now. I mean, basically right after November, what was it, November 6th, the election, man, he can go and set up shop in Washington or Colorado, man, because right now, I mean, with the legalization of the greenery that they got going on there,
he might create another intergalactic universe, man. I mean,
because they said it on Half Baked. It was Jon Stewart's character. He said that basically everything is better on weed. So
yeah,
I mean, with Star Wars on weed, you know what I mean?
You've seen the back of a $5 bill on weed. So what guy hiding in the bushes, man.
So let me ask you, what do you guys think about that whole man? Because it's not for the medical use of it. It's basically for the whole recreational.
It's weird how it's working its way up the West Coast. You know what I mean? I think it's weird. You know what I mean? It's crazy how. Like, I wish it would spread a little bit more east.
Well, it actually is legalized for medical in Washington. No, they're
in
D.C. Yeah,
D.C. is it
D.C.
really?
Yeah, that's right. Washington, D.C. It's
medical,
like 17.
Glaucoma, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, but it's
not recreational.
Not recreational. This is unprecedented.
Well, California straight up, you have to.
They were the front runners. California was the first ones that had done it, but it's only state law. The crazy thing is everything's in limbo because while it might be legal for state, it's illegal for federal. And the crazy thing is these people that have these distilleries.
Well, they're still busting up shops and dispensaries.
Well, right, dispensaries, not distilleries.
But they actually, they're still busting up shops. I mean, you still pull the federal card.
They do, but it's to be honest with you, like in Colorado and all the places that I've done a little bit of research on, they have not pulled that card because they don't want all those people into the system because they feel like they're good taxpayers aside from this. That's the only thing they're doing that's quote unquote against the law. So they feel like they don't want all of that, the money to be spent for legislation and to prosecute to be in the system. They would rather go against people that are more hardened criminals.
Not only that, but the states need the tax money.
They do. They do.
The federal can't afford to take that away from them.
What's it like, $500 to $1 billion, $500 million to $1 billion per year that they can get from tax and revenue per state.
Jobs.
Jobs. But where it's crazy is right now it's like in this limbo to where like these dispensaries have a hard time getting a leg up unless they were some of the first ones up because none of the banks will fund them. They will not give any loans. So like even though it's legal for the state, it's illegal for federal. So they're being discriminated against by all these banks, Bank of America, which I hate with a passion, and all these other banks because it's against federal law, so they won't give them a leg up. And I just don't think that you can have that. At some point in time, it needs to visit its way to where we need to readjust the law against it, the federal law against it completely, because the war on drugs is ridiculous. Not only that, but like the majority of the revenue that all of those cartels from Mexico, which is where the majority of it's coming in, they make most of their money from the marijuana that comes across. That's like,
it's crazy.
If you stop that, the cocaine and the heroin would not fund, and the meth now would not fund because of Breaking Bad, the meth, but because of it wouldn't even fund the whole cartel. The marijuana is basically their prime commodity. So if you stop that, and I'm just a firm believer that if something is recreational and it's illegal, does not mean that people are going to do it
how's
even
it work?
more.
Like California, I believe you have to actually be prescribed.
You do. You have to have a card. You got to have a card.
Marijuana. Is it a license or is it like a?
It's a doctor's recommendation.
Right.
Yeah, California actually chose to shoot it down. They put it on the ballot and the people said no.
For the
so
recreational?
They want you to have that. So it's not recreational in California. You actually have to go to a doctor
2 states.
and say, hey.
Correct.
But I think up in, where is it recreational?
It's only 2 states right now, and it was Colorado and Washington State.
Yep.
And then it came up for a few different other states, I think Arkansas and a couple others, that was shot down for the medical marijuana.
Wow.
I think Arizona was one of those.
Yeah, Arizona was. It was those 2. And, at some point in time, it's going to become more of an issue as a lot of these old school, like, guys that got one foot in the grave, like a lot of the old school people, you know what I mean? Like a lot of the true blues that the only thing they believe in is drinking.
Well, how's it work,
a lot of those guys.
Yeah, it's not worse.
It's
all the same.
Get older and they pass on, I think that as a country and as a society, we have come to understand that this whole war on drugs is ridiculous. And the way that I view marijuana is so much better than drinking alcohol.
When you look at the stance on, what way marijuana was portrayed by, like, the FBI and all that stuff from back in the day.
Reefer madness, man. That's all you got to do is look at that.
Oh, they smoke reefer, so they're murderers and stuff like that. I mean,
well, back then it was portrayed as being a black drug, and they viewed it as being something that was done by that particular race, and something that they thought was going to infiltrate white suburbia. So if they pushed it away and said that only black people do that, and only black people do the heroin, and they make it against the law, then they thought that they were fighting that sect of people, which it really was for nothing.
Propaganda.
Pretty much.
Alcohol to me is worse than marijuana.
Oh, by far.
Marijuana and cigarettes run hand in hand.
I don't even smoke.
Let me ask you this, though, man. I mean, I don't know what you guys know about it. I'm not real too keen on how the laws break down because I don't live in California, but I know there's 2 different things that happen, like, not happen, but that are possible to get the actual marijuana. Like, you can get your doctor recommendation, or I heard that you can file for a license or something like that to actually you can grow your own crop. Now, I don't know how that works. I don't know if you
I think that's the business end of it.
Don't you know somebody that actually has, like, I
don't think he does it anymore, but he was in Colorado doing that. Yeah, he would grow.
Because you can only grow so many plants.
You only have a certain number of clients that you sell to.
Yeah.
You only grow a certain amount.
It's like 6 to 10 plants, I think, for personal is what you can have. Or if you grow it, you have to sell it to, that's right,
but if I had
dispensaries.
If I had a doctor's recommendation, I couldn't straight up in my backyard grow a couple crops for my personal use.
Yeah, you could.
I could.
6 to 10.
Wow.
I wouldn't suggest you do it in your backyard because it wouldn't turn out that good.
Oh, yeah, satellite photos and everything. Yeah. I mean, but that's crazy. But
it's not just glaucoma and it's not just cancer. I mean, there's 20-year-old dudes that AIDS too, but there's like 20-year-old dudes that go in there that claim that they got bad anxiety and they get it for that.
I heard it's almost
it's all about it's all about what you want to do and
it's almost like going to a
how bad
store.
do you want it?
You got any gumballs? I mean, that's all you got to do. I mean, a good doctor and
it's such a lucrative market that there's all these people from like Wall Street and like big business that are getting in it on the ground up, that are getting it from like from the aspect of like the edibles, like they even have the vaporizers, like everything that you can associate
Reese
with
cups, Snickers
everything.
bars, ice cream cups. I mean, it's insane. Like what they have. I mean, the edibles, like
everything.
It blows my. If you ever seen that documentary called The Union, Joe Rogan actually walks into a dispensary and there's shelves and it's just like a little boutique.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, like what's in there. I mean, it's straight up lollipops, cola. They have THC cola, edibles, and they have like little books that they have, and they fold out, and they have like OG Kush. They have, Purple Haze, whatever I mean, it's mind blowing. It's if you're a weed smoker and you walk into a place like that, no matter what, I mean, what you used to know isn't going to be relevant no more because there's going to be a new beginning at that store. It's crazy. I mean, they got sativa, indica. I mean, they got everything that you could possibly imagine in that store, and they can tell you, like, it's straight up like going to a chef and asking them, what's this plate of food going to do for me?
That's right. They talk about the effects, whether it be like it's a body or whether it's a mind or whether it's, something that, gives you more energy. My first experience in that was never, I haven't been to any dispensaries in the United States, but I've been to Amsterdam and I saw that stuff there.
In cannabinoids and all that stuff, but I never differentiated in the two. I never really...
What's a cannabinoid?
Yeah, what is that?
Cannabis, sorry.
Is that somebody that eats other people?
I think it was on that movie Coneheads. The next door neighbors were cannabinoids.
Cannibal sativa.
My cannabinoid is connected to my...
Yeah. But basically, man, I mean, it's crazy. I never really differentiated the two, and honestly, I wasn't too savvy on the difference between both until a few years ago. I mean, I didn't know there was a big difference but apparently, I mean, I never had a wide variety here in the area where I live. I mean, it's pretty much get what you can get. There's the city, and there's dirt, and then there's kind bud. But it's crazy like what they have. I mean, they have stuff that'll send you to the moon. I mean, Joey Diaz banana bread, man. Watch out for that shit.